Hey, everybody. Good morning. We're back for another News AF. Sorry, Danny was just giving us a little preview of the bolt hole.
I don't know. I was like toying with it as a bolt hole. But,
Potential bolt hole options.
Yep.
Potential bolt hole options.
Exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, that is exciting.
All right. Well, let's get into it.
Okay. I'm just going to retweet this.
Okay. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Rob Cesternino back again to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories for the week of May 20th, 2025, here on News AF. And need a second for the load the software for the song.
Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop.
We did not prep that in the thing. Okay. Had to update the soundboard. And okay. Here it comes. And
it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yeah, that's right. We are back here for News AF, ready to go. And here we are back here with a man who's wearing the Diamondbacks hat, got the Diamondbacks jersey. He's pickleball's top influencer. It's Tyson Apostol. Tyson, how are you?
I'm doing great. I did do some influencing pickleball adjacent yesterday. I went to True Leave. They're a dispensary in Arizona.
Oh.
And they have been getting into the pickleball space with their products more geared towards an active lifestyle. And they took me to a grow operation in Phoenix. I toured the whole thing. So many cannabis plants, so many.
Yes,
just filled warehouses filled with cannabis plants and all this high-tech stuff, guys walking around in lab coats making sure everything's clean and that they're creating the best product. And they took me from start to finish all the way through. It was very interesting. And and then they were like, you're going to smell like this whole operation when you leave, so just FYI, you're not going to notice, but everyone else will notice. So you might want to, if that matters to you, change it up. So I think I did, but it was awesome, like educational. I got to ask a bunch of questions, and it was definitely something new for me. So, still learning,
Did anybody smell you?
I went and played pickleball last night, and I changed all my clothes, but I didn't shower or bathe or anything. And I would catch whiffs of myself from like my facial hair or my hair or something every once in a while when the breeze caught it right and blew it in front of my face, but not really.
Nobody was like, I'll have what she's having.
Yeah. I mean, it was all fresh, not burned cannabis, so it's like you weren't getting high off of it. But very cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's a guy who's always
looking for wild cannabis.
Growing weeds.
Yes.
Growing weeds.
Looking for the next high of an adventure. It's Danny Bryson. Danny, how are you?
I fight the weeds.
Yeah.
Danny hates
weeds.
Danny hates weeds. When we go jogging and the weeds are overgrown on the trail, he thinks every single weed that touches his leg is a snake.
Yeah, and add rain to those weeds. Now I've got a slimy snake brushing up against my leg for miles and miles. It does drive me bonkers. Like mentally, it crushes me when the weeds are leaning over the trail with some dew and just smearing me.
Yeah, but you don't think they're snakes at that point because it's too chilly for snakes.
I would prefer a snake. I'm like, please let that be a snake.
You'd rather it be a snake than a slimy weed?
No, I was just being dramatic. I never want a snake. Tyson knows because he's seen me leap in the air from snakes before. But I just step on them. Is to jump into the air higher than humanly possible. I get that superhuman, like strength that can lift a car off a baby.
It was crazy.
And I jump 5 feet into the air and scream the F word. That's usually my reaction.
One day, Danny and I went jogging. Danny and I
We've told this story many years ago, Tyson.
We can tell it again, though.
Wow.
It's been years.
What a great memory from Danny. He already knows what you're going to. And
because there was only one moment.
Yes.
Danny and I used to run pretty much every day together. We would work out every day together. So we'd see each other every day. We'd meet up. We'd go run. And there's rattlesnakes come out at like the perfect temperatures for them. And it's usually like the most rattlesnakes you're going to see are when it's the dead middle of summer and generally very hot, but for some reason a cooler day. So like cooler day in August or something where it's like in the 70s or low 80s or something, that's rattlesnakes are out time.
Mm-hmm.
And one day we went jogging and I think we saw 3 rattlesnakes.
Yep.
I stepped on one as I was running, didn't even see it. Danny was like, you just stepped on a rattlesnake. I was like, big deal. And then we were running down this trail and I heard it in the bushes right next to the trail. And I was like, snake. And Danny saw it like at the same time I was pointing it out. And Danny jumped and the snake struck straight under his legs at me. Like I looked down the pink of its throat, but I was too far away. I was in the safety zone. Danny was not in the safety zone, except for that he got high enough that he was.
Yeah. The only time in my life I could have dunked a basketball. If they put one in the key, a rattlesnake.
Dude, you probably would have bumped your head on the rim.
Oh, yeah. I would have broken the backboard with my strength.
Like he had like mom strength for himself.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. I don't
Usually,
think he would get that for his own kids, but for himself, dude,
Yeah.
Danny will get this burst of adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should NBA teams consider doing that of like just have like like inside like they've got like the Gatorade, but they put like a maybe like with the venom gone, like a cobra, get the guys all like adrenalined up before like the end of the game.
Well, now they're all like 6'8" to 7'5". So now they're just reaching up and slamming it with their feet flat on the floor.
That could be the next frontier of like performance enhancing drugs. Of
maybe
like, how do you get adrenaline to go?
Yeah. So you could get their adrenaline going crazy. That's what nerves and stuff do. But when you play so many games like baseball or something, you have to assume you're not getting amped for every game, or are you still?
But the problem is once the adrenaline goes, now you're in like adrenal fatigue, right? You need to lay down, maybe have a hamburger.
So that's why you got to start it later. So like, let's say like your team is down like 10 points in the fourth quarter, and then the Lakers bring
Coach
out
tosses a rattlesnake into the circle.
He's like, let's go into the locker room real quick. And then
there's a grizzly bear in the showers.
You can have plexiglass or something so that can't
Scary
get you.
Mascot.
But you can't know. Yeah, everybody has a scary mascot, but it's got to be different. So now you're like calling the San Diego Zoo in partnership with the San Diego Zoo. Our scare animal for the week is the
7
what
weasels.
about like Vision Pro? Like put it on the sideline. You're watching like horror movies.
Just like scary stuff jumping out and be like,
and then they just crush it
or
in
the
fourth
news
quarter out of fear of dying.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you guys something. New feature available today. Show comments on the show. Let me see if is this working? If I'm showing comments, are you seeing them? Let's see. Let's see if anybody is commenting. Like, okay, yeah, that's very tiny.
Where?
Do you see it? And you see it on the right hand side. Are you seeing
that's
tiny.
Yeah.
And raptors.
There's Steffers.
Oh, raptors would be horrifying. So they Jurassic Park some raptors. Who are you talking to? Oh, yeah, all those comments are coming up. Oh, I like that. May as well leave those up.
Okay.
Yeah,
there you
those
go.
are fun for people.
Let the commenters continue to be. Let's give it a shot. Let me know, audience, if you like that during the show, if it creates more comments there. All right. So let's get into our top story at this hour. And of course, we're always covering all of the lawsuits going on. And we have a man in Texas filed a lawsuit against Whataburger on last month. Yes. Now, this happened almost a year ago. He ordered a meal with no onions at Whataburger, and then he got onions and he had an allergic reaction, and he is seeking monetary relief between $250,000 and $1 million.
Wait, he's giving them a range?
I think
that's
he's
generous.
Floating.
Yeah.
You know? They're like, well, we better go with $250,000 if that's on the low end.
He's allergic to onions. Probably should never eat at a fast food restaurant. I mean, until the robots are in charge, you're going to have a lot of human error.
Made with equipment that also does onions. Like that's
yeah.
Like how allergic is he? can he not have stuff touched? Like Whataburger could just come out and be like, they're not real onions. And then everybody else can sue him for having fake onions.
Is this guy a vampire? Or no, it's garlic.
That's garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say though, just like the emotional distress I get when tomatoes show up on my daughter's food and I say no tomatoes I would sue for $1 million.
Is she allergic, Danny?
No, she just hates them. And she will emotionally beat me down if
she will
any of her food. Oh yeah.
I'm just like, just pick them off.
Oh
like
yeah.
They're
that's what I say. Yeah. That's the parent line. Like, oh, they're delicious. So just pick them off. No.
But they touched the burger.
They've touched everything. They've infiltrated, just like the onion will. The onion will seep into every part of that juicy meat.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Now, I feel like you could have had a preference as a kid, but I feel like the idea of like, I'm not eating this because they had the thing on it and it touched it. I feel like that wasn't a thing. But I feel like that the kids now are very much like, it touched it. I can't eat
no,
this.
No, that was a thing when I was a kid. I had to have my food separated on my plate. I couldn't have mashed potatoes accidentally touching the gravy.
Look at
like,
you.
Not really that, but like really, yeah. Like I couldn't have my vegetables touching my mashed potatoes, touching my whatever it was. Like that was a no-go for me.
What did your parents say?
I mean,
it's okay, Tyson. You're so special to us. Let's make sure. Oh, did your potatoes touch your steak? Here, let me build a wall of delicious strawberries to protect it.
No, I think they just let me serve myself. They were like, hey, serve yourself. And then it was my fault if anything touched anything. But still, I still wouldn't eat it if it mixed. Still to this day, I'm not like a maple syrup and bacon guy. Like if the maple syrup is drizzling off towards my bacon, I will definitely.
That's delicious.
Yeah, fucking scarf the bacon before the tsunami of maple syrup comes.
Syrup.
So yeah, that's it.
So no word if this is going to be a go through, but Danny, do you think that hint of lime guy is representing?
He's heavily involved. Yeah, if not, he's definitely as an advisor.
Yeah. Whataburger's defense is just going to be like, how many times last year did you have allergic reactions to onions? He's like, 50. And it's like, how many times did you sue? And he's like, just this once. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, fast food, fast everything. They're not taking time to prep and clean and separate, even for Tyson's. It's all happening in the same zone. So expect onions on almost everything.
Yeah. And onions are delicious on a burger. So this guy should be trying to build up his tolerance and get rid of his allergic reaction anyways, like going and get onion shots on his back or whatever they do.
Like that guy that's been injecting himself with venom for like 10 years or something every day.
Yes. Oh, you're talking about Princess Bride?
Very similar to Princess Bride's strategy. No, this guy was in the news. I guess he's the new breakthrough in anti-venom. He's been letting snakes, I don't know if they bite him. That would be next level.
No, he's injecting himself.
But he's injecting
controlled amounts. Yeah.
I mean, the snakes are also injecting. By now, he could be like 5 snakes at a time taking them on. It doesn't even bother him.
But he has a micro penis. But that's the only side effect.
He's blind in one eye
and has a micro penis.
His fingers are swollen like Prince Charles. And his testicles have shriveled. But he actually is the micro penis that's a false story. He's actually pretty well endowed, Tyson.
Okay. Yeah. I just was going off of what I saw. So I could be wrong for sure.
On his OnlyFans.
Yeah. I mean, it's all relative to a micro penis.
That's
What's
true.
Well endowed
that's
to you may be a micro penis to me.
Yeah. Thank you.
Go ahead, Rob.
I was gonna say that I feel like if I had a debilitating onion allergy, I'd probably stay away from Whataburger.
Yeah,
and wouldn't just blindly eat what they give me from the fast food window.
Yeah. Yes, correct. It's like he was probably just hunting for it. He'd been driving around all day ordering burgers without onions, just waiting for the first one to slop an onion.
Go to every single one.
Yeah,
it probably was like only a second stop of the day too.
It probably was.
That's how it works at fast food.
That's why. Listen. this guy's an amateur, because if you want to make sure you don't get something on your thing, you have to order a menu item that doesn't have that thing.
Yeah.
Like if I'm like, okay, I'm not dealing with mayonnaise today, and I'm not even going to deal with sending a food back or anything. Okay, chicken strips. They're not my number one choice, but I know there's not mayo on these chicken strips. So let's go.
Mayo infused chicken strips.
Yes, they will. Yeah. And they started tricking you by saying it's aioli, where it's 98% mayo with a little bit of garlic. And you're like, get that fucking mayonnaise out of my face, dude. That's not aioli. That's still mayonnaise.
Strong opinions.
Yeah. So anyways, I think like it's partly on him. You can say no onions, but just have the worker, like Whataburger should just be like, we'll have our deaf employee say that we heard we read lips of onions, and then like there you go.
Have you ever listened to the audio that comes over those headsets? I mean, it's a special skill to even be able to decode what's
yeah, I have. It's like, yeah, I'll take one hamburger without onions. They're like, and you're like, I think
with
so.
kids yelling in the background.
Yeah,
no, I don't want onions. I don't want tomatoes.
I want the fries they have at Wendy's.
So my sympathy is with the employee, because I can only imagine how big of a headache it is to take orders. Yeah. Even if this was at the front desk, it's still a headache.
Well, I'd be willing to. Does Edible Arrangements do anything with onions? We should send this guy
an onion bouquet.
An onion bouquet. Oh, a bloomin' onion.
A bloomin' onion.
Oh yeah. That's
perfect.
A death sentence.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have tended to cover all of the streaming news. Frankly, in 10 years, we've seen them all rise to prominence. And some news this week, after changing its name from HBO Max, from HBO to HBO Max to Max, they will change back to HBO Max.
Yeah. They've got terrible content. The only thing they can do to get attention is to change their name.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong, Danny. And I'll tell you why. The rehearsal by Nathan Fielder is very good this season.
One show, thank you.
You probably don't know this, but I'm going to tell you right now. All of Eurosport's cycling coverage.
Oh, now I know. We've had this argument before. Yeah, because you've told me about this.
All the road cycling, all the cyclocross, all the mountain biking on HBO Max.
Wait, what is it called now? Oh, HBO Max. Correct usage. Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, Max doesn't really tell you who is running.
Righteous Gemstones is there. That's pretty good.
I tried.
White Lotus. I would say it's my top 3 streaming platforms.
Yeah. I mean, it's a low bar to get to the top 3.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
They're all pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
Prime has Unsolved Mysteries, so
Paramount Plus has questionable morals. So it's like, should you?
According to HBO Max shows.
Yes.
Inter-streaming wars.
But that's it. That's what we got. Yeah. There's a lot on HBO, I think. It is a low bar, but they have some good original programming.
The only question I have about the HBO Max is that, was this always the plan? Do you remember when
AT&T is singular?
Well, I was going to say that. Remember when IHOP was, what did they change it to?
IHOB
for
the burger.
And and that we were like, wait, why are they doing this? What is it? And then it was like, oh, psych. How long was it Max? Was it even a year?
No, but it was a weird thing to go to just Max because HBO is so recognizable.
Yeah.
So I think going back to HBO, I think it's like the Singular and AT&T thing, where AT&T acquired Singular, was renowned for having the worst customer service in the industry. So then they went straight to Singular, continued with their terrible customer service, then switched back to AT&T. And that way they get like a hard refresh on their terrible customer service over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I think that there's probably some type of play in that for HBO.
Mm-hmm.
All maybe they is the paperwork involved, changing the name.
You think
they got a lot of lawyers they got to pay?
No,
anyway, like they're probably on salary. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Not a big deal for them.
They're on retainer. May as well utilize those guys.
Change all the names on the credit cards.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of work.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know that you both talked about running together. Any interest in heading to South Carolina for the Buck Creek Streak 5K? It's a clothing optional 5K.
No, because the only ones who are opting not to wear clothes are the ones you would want to wear clothes. And I'm wearing clothes because I'm ashamed of my body. So
over 100 people are already signed up at the 47-acre resort.
All the spots in the trees is already taken by all the peepers.
Now,
right?
Yeah.
Danny, do you wear sneakers in a naked 5K?
Yeah, you got to protect your feet.
You have to. You don't have to. I guess you could barefoot it, dude. Like, grounding. It's only 5K, but if it's on asphalt, you need to wear shoes. But if
this is a good outlet for streakers. Like, hey, you don't need to get caught up with the law streaking in public. Let's just give them a venue where they can streak.
I don't think so. I think it's a catalyst.
Is what Danny
yeah. The street purge.
I think it's a catalyst. It's like, okay, here's your one day you can try
I didn't
heroin.
know I liked this.
Yeah, exactly.
I
can't feel that high again unless I do it in a more public space. Like that's how this is going to go.
The open air on my dong. I've never experienced that. I think I'm addicted.
Yeah. The
now
vitamin D I get on my
event. D. I mean, this is not unexpected because Nudist everything is like a great way to get some news, get some news with the nudes.
Some nudes.
Yeah. And so nude cruises, nude runs, it's all, everything has a nude counterpart. Probably a nude church for sure.
Wow. Nude church. That's probably like a cult if it's a nude church.
Yeah, you're right. Most cults become nude churches at some point, but I mean, like there's probably a legitimate nude church, I would guess, somewhere in the world.
You don't think they just wear Adam and Eve leaves?
That's what I mean. They're like, as it was intended in the garden, and then they're like just naked
in humans' perfect form.
Yeah, it's probably called like pre-fall Christian church, like before they ate the apple. Apples everywhere, tempting the people. But
you don't think it's like a pear apple hybrid, like depicted in the?
Oh, that'd be so good.
It would be good, dude. Not an Asian pear; those are delicious, but a new Christian version of a fruit where it's just like, this is the Garden of Eden fruit. It's a half apple, half pear thing.
I mean, what fruit would it take for me to disobey? Probably like a blueberry would be.
No, like a blueberry the size of an apple.
Oh, man, that could be too much blueberry.
I don't think so.
Go into a blueberry coma.
But I think the inside of the blueberry is all gooey and weird. So having that much might be a weird
could be
texture.
Too soft.
It's a weird texture.
Wait, there's another naked story. I didn't even see this.
I got more naked stories.
We haven't finished the fruit talk yet. Rob, what fruit would it take you? You can invent your own fruit build your own fruit based off of the fruits you know.
Watermelon apple.
That would be delicious.
That would be so good.
Tyson, this is like the fruit
for Satan to be like,
me.
yes.
Because if it came at me with an apple, I'm like, gross. No, thank you.
Was it the fruit itself that was so tempting, or it was like that it was like had knowledge?
No, in our version, it's just the fruit.
It's just the fruit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Sarah says a wapple. That's a watermelon apple.
Oh,
yeah.
You need the skin of the apple to contain the watermelon, but yeah.
I do like a cosmic crisp apple.
Oh.
You're just choosing something that already exists. You're not mixing it. It's not a hybrid.
I need to make something new.
You can, unless you
You're
like
in the Garden of Eden,
yeah.
dude. You're like playing with lions. And
Satan is trying to get you to eat this thing and give up everything you know.
Yeah. I mean, fruit is fine. I don't know if I would necessarily go all in, risk it all for like any new fruit.
Oh, so you're thinking more like a cheesecake.
Yeah, I think something more savory, I think would be like a little bit more likely to.
A bag of flaming Cheetos.
No, not flaming Cheetos.
A Wagyu steak, surfing
lobster. Like
a tree,
mouth-watering.
A tree dripping in Wagyu steaks that are always warm. I mean, that's like a no-brainer. Of course, you're going to eat that.
Yeah, that's very delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if we have to do this humanity thing over again, or we want to create our own religion,
the Wagyu steak tree is what I'm going for.
Yes. Doc says nerd clusters. What about nerd clusters the size of an apple?
Nerds rope.
I eat a lot of nerd clusters. Probably.
I bet you do.
Too many.
Hot tamales, Danny?
No. A nerd cluster would definitely give me nerd cluster tree.
Dude, how long do you think you could last if they were like?
I mean, Satan hasn't even shown up yet, and I'm already eating the nerd clusters.
You found one on your own.
I've got one in each hand. I'm like, these are so good.
He comes in with his pitch, and you're like, I already ate them. He's like, very good.
Can we get another tree of those? Because those were delicious.
Tyson, do you ever nerd cluster? I'm looking at these. They don't look that appetizing.
Are you serious? You've never had a nerd cluster?
No.
They're famously the most delicious modern candy right now. And they're also famously one of the worst things you can put in your body.
Oh, I can't even imagine the toxins I'm ingesting with these. But I'm eating entire bags, family bags.
Yeah, they're so good. I don't eat the family bags. If my kids bring a little bag of them home, I'll have one or two because they are a lot. I could see myself eating, like I could probably eat 5 pounds of them, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
But why would I and all you see on Instagram is just like one of the worst.
Number one candy in the world, in the US, I think.
Yeah.
I saw something recently.
Yeah.
They destroy your mouth after a whole bag.
They destroy your entire body, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I just go numb from the waist down, but it's fine.
Yeah. That's, man, you should try some nerd clusters, Rob.
Yeah, give it a shot. I mean,
Rob. I don't want to go numb from the waist down, but
just try one or two.
Obviously not true, but
just try one or two.
Yeah.
Just try one.
Okay, we got another naked story. This one from a Lowe's parking lot in Louisiana, where a witness reported a naked man inside a display shed being naked.
Oh, so hot inside those sheds.
Yes.
Wait, what?
That officers found the suspect in the shed, laying on his back with his pants around his ankles, and mastering his own domain.
Oh, okay.
He was testing himself.
Yeah. I would have to go to counseling after
the man
if I was the officer.
Yeah, the man claimed he was watching YouTube.
Yeah, how does that justify it? He's like, dude, I'm watching YouTube.
Yeah. Sorry, I was watching YouTube.
So, I'm so sorry. First of all, the hot shed, that's a fetish I've never really heard of.
Yeah.
Hot shed fetish. I've been in hot sheds, and they're like the place you want to be in the least.
This wasn't Ken Bone.
It really is really fun. No. This could be anyone. Probably
could be one.
Yeah, any guy could find himself in a shed with his pants around his ankles,
watching YouTube,
trying to get his phone that he accidentally dropped through the crack. Right? It's like, oh, I don't know, I must have undone my belt as I crawled into the shed trying to get to my phone. That's what I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that's what's happening. And then when he got in there, he needed to watch a video on how to extricate yourself from a shed on YouTube.
And that's what you think it instructed him to do?
And it was like, remove pants, cover self in Vaseline, slither out like snake. Just maybe. It's possible.
Okay. Interesting.
Be careful.
When was the last time you guys were in a shed?
Oh.
I don't know.
The minute you go in a shed, you want to leave almost instantly.
Yeah, it has a smell to it. They always have a smell.
It's the least horny place on earth. Next to like maybe a slaughterhouse. This has got to be like top of the list of the worst places for horniness. But this guy found a way.
He had a shed thing, Danny.
Yeah, he must have had a shed thing because I can't. That's just like sheds are the worst. They even have a common smell.
Hit me up. I'm Shed Boy 69 on Twitch.
Shed Boy. Oh, Shed Boy 69.
Yeah. Okay. So when you go to Lowe's, make sure nobody's in those sheds.
Out of the sheds.
Knock before you go in. Okay.
Yeah, always knock on a shed.
If the sheds are rocking,
yeah,
don't come a knocking.
It's either rattlesnakes and raccoons and rats and stuff, or man in there.
Yeah.
So crazy.
All right. Well, in Pennsylvania, in elementary school, in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, a kindergartner brought Jello shots to the class.
For a party?
I think that the child, I believe, did not know that these were. I guess they must have been at the house, but the kid brought them to the school and gave them out.
What is a Jello shot?
You don't know what that is, Danny?
I don't know. I assume it's like
so
a shot glass made out of Jello.
No,
it's a Jello. It's a Jello thing with alcohol in it, and you.
Oh, so it contains alcohol inside of it?
Yeah, yes. Basically the idea is that, to sort of like hide the taste of like a vodka, you like take Jello and you put the vodka in it, and then it becomes Jello, and then you just take that, and that's easier to get the vodka into your system.
So if you're ever like, oh man, I want horse hooves, but I also want to get drunk, but like I don't have room in my tummy for both. Yeah, you can do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they should dress other bad tasting things up in Jello.
Yeah, and it had this was actual Jello, alcoholic Jello shots that the boy brought.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a boy or a girl. They said a student.
I just assumed. Yeah, a student. It seems very weird. Like, did the parent be like, "Oh, it's perfect for a party, Jello shots," or do you think that the student just found them and brought them?
I think they found them. I think that for some reason, parent has like covered Jello shots. Kids like, oh, I'm gonna bring these in for my friends. It's popular.
I've looked up Jello shots now and educated myself. This is definitely something a kid goes to when he wants to be generous to his classmates. It looks fun, looks delicious. Yes, easily done.
How did they find out that they were Jello shots and not just Jello shapes?
Oh, I think you can smell them. Usually, the vodka smell is pretty strong.
When the kids started fighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but no word on how these got into the classroom.
Oh,
leaving that detail out of the story.
Well, concealed in a backpack.
The kid brought them.
Yeah, but what happened?
It's end of year. It's end of year, and it's end of year party time for the kids, for everybody. So they're like, bring treats. We're gonna do movie day in pajamas with bring one stuffy, bring your pillow, bring a blanket, and bring treats to share. And
that happens.
Yeah, and this kid was like, well, what should I bring? Jello shots it is.
3 kids went to the hospital for evaluation.
Oh my gosh, they ate them?
Yeah.
This is a lawsuit. This is more of a lawsuit than onions on a burger.
Onion, bro.
Yeah. I would be pissed if this happened in. Well, how old is the kid?
I mean, kindergarten.
5 years old. This is a problem. Yeah, this is a problem at 5.
So okay.
Yeah.
Watch out. If we get any more updates on this story, we will bring them to you. Okay. Now, we have talked a lot about the rise of AI, something that we have witnessed before our eyes here on News AF in our 10 years of bringing you all of the most important news. This is a first, though, where a student is demanding a tuition refund at Northeastern. I know of Northwestern. I've never heard of Northeastern University.
Yeah, it's probably accredited.
A professor used ChatGPT to generate course materials. The professor is using ChatGPT, and the student caught them.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
I saw this headline and I was like, I mean, Danny's on the side of the professor. I think ChatGPT is a tool that can and should be used for stuff. So I don't see why both sides just shouldn't be able to use it, because ChatGPT still gets stuff wrong. Like you're like, write me a paper on this, and then they write it. If it's wrong, okay, professor, dock them points for that stuff. Like they didn't know enough and didn't prompt the AI properly, then you don't get points for that. So I don't know.
But I think that the issue here is that the student feels like that it was hypocritical of the teacher.
Yes.
Who's saying, don't use ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah. I just saw that quote. Just got to that part in the article. Yeah, that's bad. That's annoying. What's I'm trying to find the course. I'm just interested. I'm interested in seeing what it is. Because I'm sure that some classes are probably more prone to ChatGPT. You know, like if you're taking,
they call her the business professor. So I'm not sure what the exact course was.
Okay. Well, that's as close as we get. I mean, that business degree, which I've got one.
Oh,
it's opening doors all over the place.
Dude, too many. It's
too
hard.
many. I'm like, I'm having to shut them like constantly. Like, no, don't hire me.
Yeah.
I did get a degree. So,
shut the door. Let me go in a window.
Yeah, right. So what this person doesn't appreciate is how worthless their degree is anyway. So, or they do understand that and they're just coming to that realization. So they're like, going to get some money out of this professor in hopes of clawing back some tuition. That actually is a good move in my mind.
Yeah. Okay. Northeastern University has denied the request, maintaining the professor's action did not violate academic standards.
Yeah. I mean, you have to take a good look at exactly what he created with ChatGPT or the professor created. If it's all accurate and it's fine and it's on in line with the courses, then I don't think there's any fault there. But if, like I said, ChatGPT, try ChatGPT and try to get it to say something wrong. And then when it does, say that's wrong, and then it will agree with you. Or if you tell them a fact is wrong, even though it's right, ChatGPT will be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I must have. You're like, no, you can't just be so gullible, ChatGPT. Stand your ground. So
stand up.
Get a backbone.
Stand up for yourself. So I think you have to, the professor, even if they're using ChatGPT, they still have to proofread everything and make sure it's accurate.
Danny, are we worried about the volcano off of the coast of California?
So I keep seeing these headlines and they're getting me less and less, but for a while they give me like 50% of the time, like, prepare for doomsday. And so I would click on them. One of these volcanoes off the coast of, I guess you could say, Northern California, Oregon, is deep underneath the ocean. So the thing I read and has allowed me to skip all of the volcano things about that volcano is that it said in that article straight up, no, it's not going to cause any problems. Now, Mount Spur in Alaska, another active volcano, has some potential to disrupt activities in and around the capital of Alaska, like Anchorage. So that one, maybe if you live up there, requires more.
Is it an underwater volcano as well?
No, you can see it from town. Spewing ash. So it's a legit threat. Wow. Then they've been talking about Mount Adams, which has had, I think, hundreds of earthquakes reawakening.
Where's that?
That's in Washington.
Okay.
But when you read into that, they're also saying, oh, but don't worry, it's just clickbait. Then obviously the Yellowstone supervolcano, they love to bring that up on a slow news day to draw clicks. Also, not something that we need to worry about immediately. So out of all those volcanoes, we are kind of safe because who knows at the end of the day, they don't. But the one in Mount Spur is the biggest problem. The one off the coast, the thing I read said, don't worry about it. It's too far down to cause any problems.
I trust Danny over any other news outlet.
Yeah.
Maybe
the most reputable news.
The
most reputable news source.
The most trusted name in news is Danny Bryson.
Oh, great. That's a lot of pressure. Also a low bar, but still a lot of pressure. Pressure building inside of volcanoes.
Yes. Well,
he doesn't have an agenda.
Just don't start taking the money. Danny's not talking to any lobbyists. He has nobody in control of himself.
Not yet.
No Associated Press bosses.
He's been on more volcanoes than anyone.
That's true. I've been on a lot of volcanoes. Probably not more than anyone, but definitely a lot. So I often think about them erupting while I'm on them. I think that would be a sweet way to go, I guess.
I guess so, dude. Especially if you're the only one that goes that way. If there's like 100 people, then no, you're just a number. But if it's just like you and they're like, this is the Danny Bryson Memorial former volcano.
And I get locked into like just a permanent position, by all the ash.
You're just like, oh, quick, let me pretend like I'm in a shed before the lava hits me.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
Get into my shed position. Take down my pants, hold my poles up in the air.
Grab your Vaseline.
Let me ask you this. if you were Pompeyed and you knew that you were going to get Pompeyed,
yes, that's what
and
I
there was no other way around it, like there's no escape. No matter what you do, there's no escape. What pose are you putting yourselves in?
Sounds like you're doing the shed.
No, I'm not. You're doing the shed. I want to do something different. We can't all do the shed.
I'm thinking of like on my knees air guitar.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's cool. That's.
I mean, it's hard to hold that position while you're being burned to death and preserved permanently by hot ash.
Yeah, because most of everybody that was just like this. But I would like to do something a little more. Hopefully, something more cool. Yeah.
You don't want to get caught on the toilet with the turd half out and it all gets, permanently
fossilized.
Yeah, it's like, oh, dude,
we can extract DNA from this dude's turd.
And then they put you in a museum for 1,000 years and you're known as the Pompeii toilet guy.
You kind of want that though, because don't you want the recognition?
Yeah, you know what? You're right, Tyson.
Like you got to do something unique enough that everybody celebrates you. Like this guy just did not care. Like getting a Blumpkin on the toilet with half a turd out of your butt.
He had to poo, and he was like, "No volcano. Oh, just another eruption."
Hey, look, when you gotta go, you gotta go. It's not like hey, like if you're like in the middle, like, volcano hits. Like, what are you gonna do?
Might be the most relatable guy in Pompeii if that's one that got locked up, but nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I don't think we answered the question I asked, but what else we got wrong?
Okay. Doc sent me this story about a flight from Sydney to San Francisco, which took over 28 hours to complete.
That's exactly how long you want it to take.
Yeah, that sounds like
perfect.
They had a medical concern with a passenger, and then they had to swap a crew in Hawaii, and the original crew timed out, and passengers waited 7 hours for a replacement crew.
So I'm just going to throw this out there, but it was diverted to Samoa at 4.5 hours. I'm going to guess this was probably a Viagra emergency because he had exceeded the 4-hour threshold.
At 4-hour mark, they were like, "We have to bring it down."
He's like, "Dude, I can't."
My doctor.
Someone tell the pilot, and I take him to Samoa.
Get this guy to a shed. And then they like GPS the quickest shed.
I don't know. Just the timing's very suspicious at 4.5 hours. I mean,
a 4.5 hour heart attack would also be reason to land.
Yeah, they've just served that first meal, and it's the worst meal you ever had, and you're like, I just want to die.
Yeah.
Your body responds to the command.
What do you think that? It doesn't say what the medical emergency was?
I can look to see if I can find it. But let me see if I can give you that detail. But
so where did it start? It started in Australia.
Yeah. Yes.
Sydney to Australia.
Sydney to Australia.
So
then it flew. The Hawaii flight crew changed, so there was like an overtime issue.
Yes, those are the worst.
I'd be like, can I just get off in Hawaii?
Yeah. Let me just live here now. I'm from Hawaii.
This is my life now. $15 bread, $20 gallons of milk.
Oh, Mel in the chat says it's a baby. Maybe it's a baby being birthed.
Ooh.
That's a celebration.
Look at Sydney to Samoa to Hawaii to San Francisco. I've been to all those places.
Yeah.
Oh, flex.
Yeah.
You've done all those separately though.
Yeah.
This
and I flew
the Tyson
Sydney
journey. Yeah.
I did Sydney direct to LA, and that was a long flight.
Danny, what do you make of this flight path?
Oh, let me see.
It's not horrible.
So it's like they're like off, and they make like a right angle to go to. Is that when the medical emergency happens?
So,
like, okay, hit Samoa.
Let me just say that as a dad who drives long distance on vacations, you're not making great time. I wouldn't make that turn. I'd be like, we're making great time. We're not going to Apia.
But then the flight out of Samoa looks like they start off going like northwest and then make another hard right.
You got to keep people on their toes. Let's pretend like we're going to the Philippines and then hard right.
Actually, Rob, I mean, you file a flight plan and maybe they don't want you to stray too much from that, or maybe they're just using like a comment, but that seems really stupid. Also, when looking at the routes of planes, the rotation of the earth, there's all these other things that come into play.
Yeah.
Make them look weird. So, But that right-hand turn, that's like a 90-degree angle. I would be upset with that.
2 right angle turns.
Yeah, we're not driving in the city. We're flying in the air.
The reason we're in airplanes is so we can do straight lines, dude, as the crow flies, so to speak.
Yeah. So, all right. 28 hours from San Francisco to, or from Australia to San Francisco.
Never fly again.
Okay. And then I got one other story to share. And this was maybe, I want to see maybe if Danny might be tempted to check out this attraction that lets you sleep suspended over a 320-foot cliff.
Oh, it looks like I'd have to go to China, so I'm out.
That's it?
Yeah, that looks like Guangzhou or whatever that place is with all the big limestone.
You don't like China?
Well, that's like a really long flight to get there. You don't like that 28-hour flight to Sydney, but getting to this location takes more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I could build this in the mountains behind my house.
Prove it.
You could sleep in this on this air mattress suspended over the cliff, Danny.
This is as dumb as it gets. They have pods that hang over the edge of cliffs that you can stay in that actually have shelter. Here you are in one of the rainier parts, I believe, of China, and you're sleeping on a no railing, obviously, just a couple of planks, and then a cheap air mattress. This is dumb. This could be done anywhere.
I haven't fallen out of the bed. I can't remember the last time I've fallen out of a bed, but I feel like this is not the time to like.
She's harnessed in.
Oh, they're harnessed?
She's got a harness. She's like a big wall climber. This is dumb, and I think you could find something way more awesome on the side of it.
Okay.
I mean, most huts in Switzerland, France, a lot of those huts are basically on the edge of cliffs, and they have food, and they have decks, and they have beverages.
Yeah.
It's so much better than this. And you don't have to go to China. So
some Apfel Spritz and some Apfel Strudel.
Yes, thank you. Both of those.
Yes. Man.
But Danny, the price is right. I think it costs $13 to visit. I'm not sure how long you can stay for $13.
To get
how much?
$13.
Dude, I just lived there. That's my retirement plan. $13 a day. Tyson lives there now.
Yeah, but to get to Chenzhou or whatever this is, China, this is going to cost so much money. That's where they get you.
Yeah. And actually, it's not really meant for sleeping. It's really you go there to take like selfies.
Oh, that's the worst. It's like the fake airplane.
A selfie museum?
That's why no effort's been put into this.
Yeah.
Man.
All right. All right. Well, Danny, all right. I know you were trying out a bunch of different stories on us before the show. Are you ready? Do you have one picked for your bolt hole?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
All right. Here we go. Let's take it away, Danny.
Welcome to my bolt hole. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of TikTok.
Really? I love TikTok. My algorithm's so much better than on Instagram.
They throw so many claims out there. I don't like Instagram either. It's all barnacle scraping, like endless barnacle scraping.
Wow. I don't know what quarter you dug to get that.
Why? But why am I getting so many AI barnacle scraping videos?
TikTok is comedy based for me for some reason. Everything that pops up on TikTok is like 70% of it is hilarious.
Well, the problem with TikTok is they're giving advice all the time. And a lot of these people giving advice are not qualified to give advice.
Nobody is. That's the thing. And then you scroll to the end. It's like, have moo protein, cholesterol. That's what changed my life. And you're like, you got me.
Bathe in breast milk. I promise it'll get rid of your alopecia or whatever. It's like endless things that people just seem to make up in their spare time and then promote on TikTok.
Yeah.
But one of these things that has been promoted got the thumbs up from some doctors as being true. By the way, some doctors, I don't know anything about these doctors either, right?
Yeah. How could they be a doctor of?
University of Phoenix graduate.
Doctor. You can get a doctorate and be called a doctor in things that aren't medical.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you got a doctorate in tapestry weaving.
Yeah.
And
we know a doctor of geology, don't we?
That's true. Right. And he wouldn't be afraid to give advice on stuff like this.
Yeah, exactly.
But one TikTok health claim that came out that I can support, whether or not it's true, is that if you are suffering from severe headaches or migraines, there is something going around called the let's see. I'm trying to find it. I can't find the term they're using. I will in a minute. But they go to McDonald's. If you go to McDonald's, you can go and get the McMigraine, which makes it sound like it's causing a migraine, which I'm sure it can in some cases.
Yeah.
But if you're suffering from a headache, you get fries and a Coke. And these people are claiming, yes, Tyson, I got it. Tyson, are you a doctor?
No, but Rachel has always historically gone to get a Coke if she has a headache.
So that opens up something or other that allows the headache to be relieved. And then the sodium electrolytes also helps do something. And the carbonation settles your stomach. So the McMigraine, which some people say works like a charm, might be the solution for you. If you're suffering from a headache, go and get fries and a Coke. I mean, it takes probably a year off your life to eat a whole thing of fries.
Would you suggest doing that every day as a preventative measure?
Yeah, actually, that's not something I would suggest you do every day. Although there is that guy with the ponytail. He was rocking what, a Big Mac a day? I know that's
Big Mac a day.
Yeah.
Or a Big Mac for every meal.
And his ponytail only got longer with every Big Mac.
Dude, he's a party
animal. He could have pitched on TikTok that it was the absolute best for hair growth.
I think he's still alive. That guy's still alive. Yeah.
Yeah. He probably hasn't hit a milestone recently.
Yeah. I mean, the milestones get bigger the longer you go. So it's like once you're at 500,000, the next milestone's 1 million.
Yeah. Donald Gorski.
Oh, here we go. Caffeine constricts or narrows the blood vessels, which can provide migraine relief for some people. So here's one of those things that I can support, because even if it didn't cure your headache, at least it was delicious, which you can't say for a lot of medicine.
As long as the fries are hot and fresh-ish.
Actually, Rob, that was another reason it can help, is because it's a nostalgic thing that can be like a comfort to you. So like, you know how your mom would spoon feed you chicken noodle soup, I'm assuming. So this would be something equivalent to that. You're like, oh, just Coke and fries brings me back to the good old days.
Yeah. If I get a headache, I take an Excedrin, and it's caffeine is one of the two ingredients.
Yeah. And they say that's pretty common.
But I'm not taking French fries with it, so
you got to get your French fries in with it. Yeah.
And then why not drink a Coke too? Best tasting Coke out there.
So sprinkle Excedrin on the fries and
no, in your Coke,
Salt Bay,
smash it. And then just hammer away at that Coke and fries.
Yeah.
By the way, Big Mac a day guy, I believe, just hit his 35,000th Big Mac since 1972.
It doesn't seem like that
according to the Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh, Tyson, that is so many.
I had it in my mind like millions of burgers.
He buys multiples and then he freezes them.
Oh, I know what he does.
Yeah.
I know what he does. So
he never had a headache.
Is he still eating them every day?
He's still eating them every day. Yeah. And his name is Donald Gorski.
Yeah.
McDonald. Yeah.
That makes
sense. Okay.
All right.
Should we talk about what our image will be today?
Well, it's got to involve a shed, I think.
Okay.
Not shed guy. Just
our top story was a Whataburger.
Yeah. Onions. A man in a shed covered in onions with a volcano in the background.
And his pants around his ankles.
Pants around his ankles.
A man in a shed covered in onions.
Yeah, with his pants around his ankles. We'll see if it gives us
I don't think it's going to give us that.
Why would it care? It doesn't know why the pants are around his ankles.
Yeah. It might care.
He might be going to the doctor, or he might, so many other things. Let's see what else.
With a Coke and fries.
Okay. As a volcano smolders in the background.
And an airplane emergency lands.
All right, let's see what that cooks up. Okay.
That's going to be weird.
All right.
Pete said the tree of knowledge with steaks.
Oh, yeah. That would have been a good one. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
All right, well, Danny, what's coming up for you?
Oh, this week, plugging away on more videos. Now I've got so much content, guys. You ever have too much content?
Yes.
The word content, by the way, just feels wrong. So yeah, I'll be contenting pretty hard throughout the week, trying to get my exercise in, and basically just killing time until next Tuesday. That's what I'll be doing. That's it.
Okay. Tyson, what about for you?
I am doing Survivor podcast tomorrow, the finale. And then we were going to break down the Survivor 50 because it was being announced, but now it's not being announced till next week. That's breaking news. It was supposed to be announced tomorrow. Now it's going to be announced next week.
One hole in the plan was that they sort of like breadcrumb people with Survivor 50 cast release Wednesday, and everybody went berserko. And then there was like one more card that's May 28th.
Yes.
So it's like, we're like, oh my God, Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday, but not this Wednesday.
Yep. So it'll be Wednesday after everybody leaves. So, yeah.
So hang in there.
Okay. Yeah, hang in there, everybody.
Yeah. Also, hang in there while this image generates.
It doesn't even, it's like trying to understand.
We had an error. And so I had to restart it. We'll see if but if that's not the case, we might have to wait until after the show gets done. It says may take a moment, but it looks like it's working on something now. As for me, the usual. Got everything going on with this crazy podcast that we do. Stephen Fishback and I are going to be after the Survivor finale. It's going to be a late night. Put the coffee on for me and Stephen as we get ready for the finale recap coming up on Wednesday night. And this photo is slowly developing before our eyes.
Do I need to make the noises?
Yeah, go for it. That'll help.
Were those printers that would go line by line?
Yeah.
Dot matrix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's a banger. I think it's like I'd say it's about 75% complete. It does work like the printer. Okay, we finally got it here. Okay. Here we go. Here is today's image of the day. Beautiful, right?
Yeah, dude in a shed.
Yeah.
In a pile of onions.
Yeah. Now, did we talk about a buffalo? What is that?
It's just assuming since last week we talked about water, or what was it? Some kind of animal. It's done the same thing here. The guy looks so sad, and you would be if you were in that shed.
Yeah, if the volcano is going off. I guess he's doing his Pompeii. Like he's ready to go. He might be pooping also in the show.
He could be pooping.
He's Pompeying pretty hard right here.
He is Pompeying hard, dude. Everybody's gonna be like, the last known remnants of humanity are.
And it makes sense. He's holding Coke and McDonald's fries. Yeah.
Paranoia is bugged that his pants are on.
Yeah. His plethora of onions is great. So there you go. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us for News AF. We'll be back next time. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
Hell, Klarna. We did it, guys.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.